Hey, this is David B69, and welcome to my season franchise mode of NFL 2K5. I already selected the Eagles, so we'll play Week 1 against the Giants.
Hi, I'm Chris Berman. Ahead on ESPN, the freak, Javon Curse. He bolted in free agency this offseason. We'll see if he can be the same impact player in his new digs. I bet you, yes, we'll see. New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles. Straight ahead.
The fans are finding their way to their seats, those who really own those seats, as we get set to begin this exciting game. Hi, folks, I'm Dan Stevens, and welcome to Lincoln Financial Field. Peter O'Keefe is next to me in the booth, and Peter, we've got a couple of offensive powerhouses down on the field.
No doubt about it, Dan. We could be in for a high-scoring game today. Kurt Warner is certainly one of the better quarterbacks in this league. His team relies on him to make big plays down the stretch, and 9 times out of 10, he does just that. He's not the only big-time player on that squad, though. Tiki Barber is a very productive running back. He knows how to play to his strengths, and he can rack up the yards over a course of a game. Deadly combination out there. I'm dying to see how it pans out.
Well, all right, Peter, we'll keep our eye on him as the game progresses, but first, the coin toss.
Tails.
David Akers kicking off for the Eagles. It's time for Eagles!
There's the signal, and we're ready. Akers boots the opening kickoff. Joyce fields the opening kickoff at the 12. Brought down at the 30.
Delvin Joyce got a few yards off the run back there. Add that to the somewhat shallow kick, and that's a pretty good job by the special teams.
The Giants offense takes the field, and they will start at their own 30-yard line.
Down! Set!
Hilliard goes in motion.
Green, 18! Green, 18!
Barber gains 5 on the play, and that will bring up second down.
Okay, Collins with the tackle. Second and 5. Randy.
Down! Set! Blue, 36! Blue, 36!
Warner fires this one over the middle, and the catch is made well past the markers for a first down.
First down,
Kurt Warner is a good quarterback. 7th-year man out of northern Iowa, and an arm that can make the plays when he needs to. He's a flashy guy running the show here, and he can come up big. Keep an eye on him.
First down, 3 wideouts in the game.
Ball at the Giants, 45-yard line.
Warner picks up a yard on the play, and that brings up second down.
Tiki Barber used the blocking, but this stingy defense didn't give up much at all on that last play.
Not much there. It'll be second down.
Got to take what you can get, Dan, but they were, hoping for more.
Don't be shocked when you can't get open, Jeremy.
Ball at the Giants, 46-yard line.
Set!
Warner throws this on a rope. At the 49. Finally dropped at the 38. First down.
Tiki Barber makes the catch, but that's not enough for him. He gets it and takes off for more.
A nice run after the catch, and that's what they expect from him.
That's his job description. You won't see him running a post route, but you will see him make plays off those shorter catches.
First and 10. Ball 38-yard line.
Down. Set.
Turner
Brown,
is in
22.
motion.
Brown, 22. Hurt.
Barber gets the call on first down and searches for a hole. Hurst blasts him back at the 40.
Javon Curse targeted the ball carrier early. Didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Second down from the I. Turner throws a bullet to the flat, and he's on target for a gain of 5. Let's go back and revisit that last tackle in the backfield. Great stop.
Well, that's indicative of the kind of play that earned Javon Curse his nickname, The Freak. This guy's motor's always in high gear, and when he's 100% healthy, he is a terror to the opposing lineman.
Makes a nice catch, and he will be short of the marker. It'll be fourth down.
Matt Ware managed to take him down just before he got to the markers.
And I'll tell you what, this looks like it wasn't that difficult to tackle, but he had his hands full.
Yeah, looks can be deceiving, Dan. He really had to square himself perfectly to make that play.
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. Bryant boots it from 47 yards out and has it sailed just left of the upright.
Matt Bryant puts everything he has behind this kick, but it just doesn't happen for him.
In all fairness, that's a pretty long kick. In fact, it's so far away, he may not even realize he missed it yet.
You know, Dan, it may be time to get that prescription updated. They're doing amazing things with trifocals these days.
Watch it there, young fella. The Eagles will start this drive at their 38-yard line. Westbrook takes it across the line and picks up a couple.
Ball carrier. Nick Jackson with the tackle.
They're going air. They're going
Second
air.
and 7. Ball at the Eagles 40-yard line.
Down.
McNabb throws a bullet to the flat, and the reception is made for a pickup of maybe a yard.
John Williams targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
And at the end of that play, Peter, it goes to show you what leverage and good positioning can do when it comes to making the tackle.
Yeah, and you know, Dan, that's especially important when you're outmatched on strength. That's a good play there.
They couldn't connect on this one. Incomplete. That will bring up fourth down. Johnson lines up to punt after the 3 and out.
Number 33 to make the return.
Johnson takes the snap and punts it away. Joyce catches it at the 30. Stopped at the 38.
Delvin Joyce had no trouble getting a few back after that very disappointing punt. Nice opportunity for this offense.
The Giants had their last drive stall out at the end. We'll see if they can keep momentum throughout this one, which starts at their 38-yard line. Catches the bullet out left and is well past the markers for a first down.
Kurt Warner makes a terrific completion in double coverage here. Wow, now that is one confident QB.
Another completion, and that will be 5 in a row.
A nice little streak.
Watch the pass. Watch
First
the
and
pass.
10. Ball at the 46.
Down. Set.
Barber is at the 35, 20, 10, and he's in for the touchdown.
Come on. Give it up, baby. Give it up. Yeah.
Look at this run, Dan. Everything worked out to perfection. Look at the fluidity of the running style. There's no wasted motion there. What a play.
Peter, he gets the touchdown, and there is no better way to cap off a play than like that.
Yeah, nothing better than points, Dano.
Now the extra point,
The extra point is
and
good.
it's good. The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Bryant kicks it off. Wynn fields it all the way back at the 4. Tackled at the 24.
Dexter Wynn tried to run it out, but the defense preferred that he stayed put, and they made their case pretty forcefully there.
The Eagles stalled early last drive, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. They'll start at their own 24-yard line. Finally popped out of bounds at the 35. That will bring up first down.
Donovan McNabb does a little last-minute razzle-dazzle here, and he gets some yards.
First down, one man down.
Larry. Down.
McNabb really rifles his pass, and it's complete for a first down and a whole lot more.
Terrell Owens had 2 guys on him on that play, but still managed to make the catch.
Another attempt to stretch the field in this early going, but this time he gets his team's first big completion.
Yeah, Dan, and it looks like that's part of their game plan today. Throw the ball deep and keep throwing the ball deep.
Takes it for his second carry and maybe picks up 1 on the play. And that'll do it for
That's
quarter
the end
number
of the first
1.
quarter.
The Giants are out in front, 7-0.
Three more corners.
Second and 8. Ball at the 42-yard line.
Down.
Green tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Eric Green targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job eliminating any forward progress on that play. That will bring up a 3rd and long. Third down, 2 wideouts on the field.
Ball at the 42-yard line.
Down.
Ball over the middle, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Donovan McNabb handles big time on this play, and it works. Makes it a little more exciting to watch, too. Oh, if he wasn't accurate on this throw, it would have been an interception. It's a real fine line.
3rd and long, and they get the big play to convert. What do you think of that, Peter?
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach that.
Down.
McNabb unloads this to the right sideline, and it's off. Incomplete.
All day, baby. All day. You ain't getting nothing.
Hey, McNabb, I see you. And I'm coming for you.
Ball 29.
Down! Empty, empty.
Lewis tackles it over the middle, and it's good for a gain of 10 on the play.
Chad Lewis doesn't let a little thing like double coverage stop him from snagging the football.
And Peter, that play doesn't get off the ground unless he runs a very precise route.
And he had to beat his man. Couple of the best banging heads there.
We stop him right here and right now. Single back, single back. Down! Set!
Okay, bring him out. Bring him out. Bring out the chains.
No first, baby, no first. Yeah, no first, baby, no first. Man.
Let's go, T!
Fourth
Cover
and
your
inches.
man!
Ball 19.
Down! Set! Blue 44! Blue!
Westbrook gets it and can't convert. They'll forfeit the ball on downs.
Game over.
Uncle Strahan, he's here to play, I tell you. What a stop on 4th down. It's worth another look. Oh, huge tackle, huge play.
Not sure going for the first down. Coach Reed is not happy with that call, and he's going to challenge it.
Philadelphia is challenging the spot of the ball.
This is their first challenge of the game, and even if they lose this one, they still have one challenge left.
As we watch the replay here, look for where the ball is when he's tackled. Remember, all he needs is one knee to be down.
After review, the play stands. The call on the field was correct. Philadelphia will be charged for timeout. First down, New York Giants.
That will cost them a timeout, and you have to believe that he is not very happy with that call. The Giants offense takes the field, and can they capitalize on the defensive stop? Well, they'll start this drive at their own 21-yard line. Barber picks up about 2, and that will bring up second down.
Second and 7.
Look at the numbers generated on the ground. That is impressive.
Wayne tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Nate Wayne targeted the ball carrier early and didn't even let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
That's his second tackle so far.
Oh, come on, Tiki. Come on, man.
Lampert! Down! Set! 41!
Warner zips it to the left sideline, and the reception is made for a first and more. 30, 20, 15, 5, touchdown.
Willie Ponder makes the catch and then adds a whole lot more on the ground. Watch. Reels it in and then makes the D reel with all the yards he's tacking on.
Not a player who typically has a TD on his stats, but
Matt Bryant to attempt the extra point. Jeff Fiegel holding.
now the point after, and it's good. There's the signal, and we're ready. Bryant kicks this one away. Wynn fields the kickoff at the 4. the 27.
Dexter Wynn received that nice kick and a nice little run back after the catch. Good job.
The Eagles offense has to score here. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Westbrook didn't haul that one in, and it falls incomplete.
Was the intended receiver.
Donovan McNabb knows how to spread the ball around, as you can see by this passing chart here. He's get...
Second and 10. Ball at the Eagles, 27-yard line.
Down!
McNabb fires this one over the middle, and the catch is made well past the markers for a first down.
Donovan McNabb sings this one perfectly. Great pass, great catch, great play. Let's have another look. Bullseye. What a precise throw. They keep doing plays like this, they could be in big trouble.
A well-designed play there, Peter, and they will move the chain.
Great execution.
First down with a split backfield.
Down!
This pass will fall harmlessly to the ground, and it's incomplete.
Brian Westbrook had some room on the fringes there, but couldn't reel in the
Oh,
pass.
Kingston, I own you today. I own you.
Down!
McNabb rifles this one hard over the middle, and it's complete for a first down and a whole lot more.
Darrell Owens goes one-on-one on this play and beats his man. He executed that pass pattern perfectly and made the catch. Nice reception. Nope, they could not cover him man-to-man. He was one step ahead of the defense.
The balls are coming his way in the middle, and he's making them pay. You have to like his performance so far.
Well, Dan, I like any receiver who's willing to go over the middle and sacrifice the body to make the catch.
Eventually runs out of bounds at the 17. It will be first down.
Donovan McNabb does a little last-minute razzle-dazzle here, and he gets some yards.
Peter, it doesn't even seem fair when your quarterback can run like he can.
And that's what makes this guy so dangerous. Good coverage, good pressure, but still, no one could corral him.
Cracks him down, gets the sack, and
Osiomeniora gets the sack deep in the pocket. That's going to be a sizable loss. Watch this. Oh, yeah, that's going to push him back, way back. Great defensive play.
the defensive design worked flawlessly, and the refs will spot the ball well behind the original line of scrimmage.
What a way to derail a series from the onset.
Second and long ahead.
Down!
Stoutmire tips it away on the coverage, incomplete.
Omar Stoutmire came in and got a hand on that football and left no chance for a reception there.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Third and 17. Ball at the 24-yard line.
McNabb throws a bullet and caught. However, it's short of the markers. Fourth down coming up.
Terry Cousins brought down the ball carrier before the markers. There was some gain there, but not enough for the first.
That's his second tackle so far. Fourth down, 12 yards to go. Akers kicks from 36 yards out, and it's good.
David Akers looks in an easy short one. A clean kick, no worries.
A field goal puts them a little closer to tying things up.
Yeah, and that's a positive note their coach can point to when he tries to pump up his team at halftime.
The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Akers rockets this one deep. Taylor decides to take it out of the end zone. Makes the tackle, Tackled at the 23.
Jamar Taylor got out close to the 20 on that one, so his decision to take it out of the end zone didn't really pay off, but it didn't really hurt him either.
The Giants come out on the field, and they're looking to extend their lead before halftime. They'll start at their own 23-yard line. Barber picks up a yard on the play, and that brings up second down.
Neutral zone infraction, number 97, defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first
Darwin
down.
Walker had crossed the plane made by the tips of the football on that last one, so he got the call for a neutral zone infraction.
Ball the Giants, 28-yard line.
Down. Set. Goes back.
And chews up about 4 on the play.
Tiki Barber has taken it to the offense, sure enough, but you have to credit him for that huge run he broke off earlier.
Second down and less than a yard.
Ball the Giants, 32-yard line.
Set.
Barber picks up 6 on the play, and that brings up first down.
First
Tiki
down,
Barber
Giants.
played smart and used his blockers to perfection on that last play.
He gets another call, and he's carried the offense on his shoulders for these last 3 plays.
Hey, until it stops working, there's no reason to look elsewhere.
Warner throws a heater right sideline, and it is not reeled in. Incomplete.
Neutral zone infraction, number 97, defense.
Darwin Walker was
5-yard
lined up
penalty.
on the ball, and the
Repeat
ref
first down.
called him on it. That's a neutral zone infraction.
First down, 2 tight ends in the game.
Ball the Giants, 33-yard line.
Set.
Chalky goes in motion.
Green 66. Green 66. Hot.
No good. Incomplete.
You ain't getting nothing past me. Nothing past me. Nope. Counter. Watch counter. Larry. Down. Strong back.
Barber picks up a yard on the play, and
Okay, what's the plan? Okay, let's go.
And that'll do it for the first half of this one. The Giants enjoying the lead, 14-3. And now let's send you to Chris Berman in our studios in Bristol for the ESPN Halftime Report. Boomer?
All right, Dave, interesting game at the half. We'll get back to you guys in a bit. First, we welcome everybody to our ESPN Halftime Report. I'm Chris Berman. Now we'll look at our halftime comparison. And as you can see, total yards definitely tell the story thus far. The Giants are winning because of it. Let's see if they can keep up their dominance in the second half. Let's get started in this one early in the first quarter. Tiki Barber ran a terrific route here and was able to pull this one in. A 16-yard play that set up a Giant field goal, but they couldn't connect. Giant towards the end of the first quarter, this time at the 48. Tiki Barber would come up with a big play here as he gets the carry and has clear sailing ahead. A 47-yard touchdown for the Giants. Eagles still late in the first. Eagles behind by 7. Donovan McNabb would drop back and deliver a strike on this one. Giants middle of the second. Willie Ponder came up with a huge play here as they cover a lot of real estate on this one. A 77-yard touchdown for the Giants. Giants ahead 14-0. Donovan McNabb would find an opening here and he was off. That set up a 37-yard field goal. And that's where we'll leave this one. Eagles are down at the half, 14-3. It's time now for our Halftime Hero Award, which recognizes the most dominant player of the first half. Duh. This time there can be no question. Willie Ponder has taken over this game. So that does it for our halftime report. We'll send you back now to the second half of this one. Dan Stevens and Peter O'Keefe are there. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Chris. And today's game has been presented in ESPN Game Sound, designed and developed in collaboration with Dolby. the leader in surround sound technology. The Eagles get the ball first this half, and they could use a score right out of the gates to get back into this one. They currently trail 14-3. Let's go down to the field. We've got a quick update from ESPN's very own Susie Colbert. Susie.
Thank you, Dan. Head coach Tom Coughlin gave me a moment to catch up with him at halftime. I asked him if he was pleased with his offense's production, especially against such a tough dig. He said, we've got a confident, tough bunch of guys, and we're not backing down from anybody. We'll see how they do. Dan?
Thanks, Susie. McNabb throws this one right sideline, and the reception is made for a pickup of maybe a yard.
Terry Cousins was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
And that, Peter, was a terrific tackle by, in my mind, one of the most athletic defenders in the game.
No argument here, Dan. I saw him working out during the week, and I'll tell you what, he could bench press a Mack truck.
Owens catches the hard throw and is well past the markers for a first down.
Hey, I like those stats. Great receiving yards.
Down!
Westbrook has his number called on first down and picks up a couple.
Will Allen with the tackle.
All right, what have you got? Okay.
Second down with the tight end right.
Eagles 40-yard line.
Down! Set! Hyena, red 56! Hyena, red 56!
Umeniora chases him down and gets the sack at the 36.
Osi Umeniora moved this offense back a few with a great sack in the backfield. You know, that was a great call.
Peter, he's really gotten after the quarterback in this game.
Oh, you can say that again. So far, he's got 2 tackles and 2 sacks.
36-yard line.
Down! Set!
Flushed down hard at the 46. It will be first down.
Donovan McNabb does a little last-minute razzle-dazzle here, and he gets some yards.
Check air, check
First
air!
and 10. Ball at the 46-yard line.
Single back! Down!
Fraley puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete.
Donovan McNabb threw an incomplete pass there. You know, maybe that's lucky since there were 2 defenders in that zone.
That falls incomplete, but it would have been a minimal gain had they completed it anyway. Second down, and this is the 7th play of the drive. McNabb throws a beauty to the right side, and this one is incomplete.
Carlos Emmons stayed so close to his assignment he could have taken his calls for him. Incomplete pass.
On second down, they try for the first, but it's played well by the defense. That will bring up third down.
Nice pressure that time.
Ball at the 46-yard line.
Down! Set!
Catches this one, and they get the first on 3rd and long.
Donovan McNabb uncorks a dynamite pass there with 2 defenders on the prowl.
Really incredible accuracy, but I'll tell you, that's got to sting if you're on the defense.
Righto, Dano. You know, they could have brought 8 guys on that play. Wouldn't have made a difference.
3rd and long, and they get the big play to convert. What do you think of that, Peter?
I love it. That's what football is all about, making the big plays when you need to, and you can't coach that. As you can see, he's up over the century mark. He came to play today.
McNabb rifles it out left side, and it's intercepted. Tackled at the 27.
Carlos Emmons benefits from a huge error on the receiver's part. The ball gets dropped, and he's there to scoop it up, but I don't think he's going to give it back.
Boy, that was a heads-up play to come away with his first interception of the game.
Yeah, you got to love D like that.
The Giants are going to try and capitalize on the interception. They'll start this drive at their own 27-yard line. Ware hammers the receiver and forces him to drop the ball in.
Receiver, number 21 with the coach. Second and 10. Ball the Giants, 27-yard line.
Warner throws a heater and it's intercepted. He's in for the touchdown.
Touchdown, Eagles!
Matt Ware intercepts the ball close to the end zone, so you know he's going for it. And he gets it. What a huge play for the defense as they put points on the board.
That touchdown will bring them within striking distance of the lead.
Yeah, big point, Stan. They did exactly what they needed to there.
Here's the point after, and
The extra
it's
point
good.
is good.
There's the signal, and we're ready. Akers kicks it off. Joyce catches it back at the 7. Dragged down at the 27. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. How they turned the ball over leaps out at me, and you have to think that that could come back to haunt them. Turnovers are the most telling stat in the NFL.
The Giants were intercepted last time out. We'll see what happens here. We'll start at their own 27-yard line. Takes the catch out to the left hand. He picks up 9.
Amani Toomer plays man-to-man, to man-to-man. With 3 defenders, still makes the catch. What a player.
Definitely a slow start, but he's finally got a completion. And maybe now, Peter, he has time to make his mark on the game.
Where was he in the first half? I didn't notice him on the field at all.
Barber picks up about 2, and that will bring up first down. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you. First down, 2 receivers to the left.
Ball the Giants, 38-yard
Down!
line.
Set! Green, 37!
Brown puts a lick on the receiver and separates him from the ball. Incomplete. It looks like, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you.
We're going there!
Second and 10. Ball the Giants, 38-yard line.
Good! Set! Green, 66!
Barber will get the carry on second down and heads upfield. Finally stopped.
Tiki Barber has a great offensive line in front of him. They made that play happen. Yep, those blockers opened up the hole for him. A huge gain.
What a run, and he is generating some great numbers.
Oh, yeah, he's running hard. And up to now, he's got 87 yards on 11 carries.
First and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line.
Down! Set! Gray, 39!
Barber gets the ball and hands left. Reese tackles him behind the line of scrimmage.
Mike Reese targeted the ball carrier early, but didn't even and let him get back to the line of scrimmage.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up second down. Second down, tight end to the left.
41.
Hilliard goes in motion.
41.
Warner fires this one over the middle and the reception.
Mike Hilliard faces down 2 defenders and comes away with the football. Oh, nice catch.
They've stuck with short passes like that, Peter.
Well, they know the receiver can pick up a few after the catch. They're getting the wiggle room they need.
First and 10.
Down. Set. Bray. 47. Bray. 47.
Grabs the floater right sideline, and he's got the...
Kurt Warner wings it across the field and finds his man. That, my friends, is a strong arm.
Great pass, Peter, and he's having a terrific day so far.
You bet. So far, he's got 174 yards and 1 touchdown.
Nobody's scoring in our house, baby.
Ball at the 4-yard line.
Down. Set. Blue 54.
Warner throws a heater right sideline, and it's caught.
Kurt Warner makes a terrific completion in double coverage here. Wow, now that is one confident QB.
Another touchdown pass, and he's finding the end zone here.
Absolutely, Dano. So far, he's got 178 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Here's the extra point, and it's good. The ref gets the signal, and we're set. Bryant kicks this one away. Wynn fields the kickoff at the 1. Brought down at the 26.
Dexter Wynn received that nice kick and a nice little run back after the catch. Good job. Look, Dan, great receiving yards there. That will help your fantasy team.
Strahan gets the sack way back at the 13. Wayne had to leave the field earlier in the game, and now Susie Kalber has a report. Susie?
Thanks, Dan. The trainers have just informed me that he twisted his knee. They're trying to find a brace that will mitigate the pain, but nothing seems to be working. They're listing his return as doubtful. Back to you.
As always, we'll hope for the best up here in the booth. Thank you, Susie. Second down, 3 wideouts in the game. Umeniora sacks him way back at the 7.
Osi Umeniora set this offense back a few with that sack. You know, if there's such a thing as anti-momentum, they're feeling it.
That sack will give him a total of 3 on the day. What a performance. And that'll do it for the third quarter. The Giants enjoying the lead, 21-10. Will be credited with the tackle. That will bring up 4th down.
Fred Robbins made the save, dropping the ball carrier before he could get to the markers.
Johnson lines up in his own end zone for the punt. Johnson takes the long snap and kicks what will be a short one. Joyce gets it off the bounce at the 38. Tackled at the 39. The Giants have a short field and will start this drive at the 39-yard line.
Down. Set.
Simoneau was shaken up earlier, and I hear Susie Culber has a report for us. Susie?
Thanks, Dan. Well, after talking with team doctors, it appears that he's got a bruised calf muscle. He's working it out on the sideline, but it's obviously still very sore. It's uncertain for return. Back to you, fellas.
Thanks, Susie. Barber picked up about 7, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Tiki Barber stayed with his blockers on that last one, and it paid off big time. You know, Dan, it's always good to have a wingman or two.
They move the ball, and that'll bring up 3rd down. Ponder goes in motion.
Blue 36! Blue 36!
This one will fall incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Mike Hilliard had that ball in his hands on that play, and then he just dropped it.
Although that was incomplete, we've rarely mentioned that word with this offense, and that is held true all the way up here to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, the D has had a very long day today.
Fields lines up for the punt. Fields gets the snap and kicks what will be a short one. The Eagles let it bounce out of bounds at the 8. Well, Peter, some interesting information up on the screen.
Oh, you bet. Well, the turnover column has the grim news, in my opinion. If you want to win, you have to hold on to the ball. Jeff Fiegels showed some great accuracy on his punt there, Dan. He landed it inside the 10, which will give this offense lots to think about.
The Eagles have a long field ahead of them and start this drive back at their own 8-yard line. Brought down, and that will be a safety.
Michael Strahan really capitalizes on some wishy-washy offense here to get the safety. Oh, you're backed up like that? You do not let yourself get caught. That is a morale killer.
That will be their 5th sack of the day, and they have been simply relentless so far.
Dan, they haven't let up all game, and that's what you want, somebody whose motor never stops.
Dane takes it at the 31. 45. Brought down at the 46. It looks like, yeah, we've had an injury down on the field. As soon as we hear anything, we'll be sure to pass the information along to you. The Giants' offense takes the field, and they are already halfway there. They'll start at their 46-yard line. Barber loses about 3, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Michael Lewis was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
They put a stop to this play behind the line of scrimmage. Pretty good call by the defensive coordinator.
Agreed, Dan. They had it all locked up there.
That will bring up 2nd down. Hilliard goes in motion.
Green 37!
Barber takes this one way out left and gains about 3 yards.
That's how we do it! No more runs on us!
All receivers line up as the defense settles into a nickel package.
Green 66!
Hudson down in the backfield, and that takes the Eagles take their first timeout. Fields lines up to punt after the 3 and out.
Number 34 to make the return.
Fields gets the ball and punts it away. Mahe fields the punt at the 20. Pop hard at the 30.
Reno Mahe did a nice job getting some yards after fielding the solid punt.
The Eagles are down, but not out. They'll start this critical drive at their own 30-yard line. Grabs the the 46.
Let's go, Chad. Quick the ball.
Omar Stoutmire delivers a punishing blow to the ball carrier there. And he gives up the football for the fumble. Great hard-nosed defensive play.
Peter, there are many ways you can start a drive, but a turnover is not one of them.
No, definitely not. That was a big-time play.
The Giants want to capitalize on the fumble and will start this drive at their 46-yard line.
47!
Barber carries it for the 18th and maybe picks up one on the play.
Neutral zone infraction, number 90. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Corey Simon had crossed the plane made by the tips of the football on that last one, so we got the call for a neutral zone infraction.
First down from the shotgun.
Ball 41.
Adams. The Eagles take a timeout. That's their second.
Keith Adams was a one-man wrecking crew back there. He powered into the backfield and made the tackle.
He's working it out on the sideline here, and it looks like he should be ready to come back in soon. Back to you, Dan.
Thanks, Susie.
Down! Switch! Black 22! Switch! Black 22!
Barber has his number called on second. The Eagles take a timeout. That's their final one.
Third down.
Roll back, baby! No one gets through! Down! Set!
Barber gets the ball on third down and gets tackled short of the markers. It'll be fourth down.
Sheldon Brown tackled him so close to the markers, he can probably taste it, along with the dirt and the grass he's trying to spit out.
That's his third tackle of the game. Fields gets ready to punt this away. Fields gets the ball and punts it away. Mahe fields it at the 17. Tackled at the 19.
Reno Mahe didn't get very far running that ball back, but on the bright side, the kick was pretty lackluster, so his offense gets pretty good field position anyway.
The Eagles haven't got much out of their offense recently, and we'll see if they can get back on track here. This drive begins at their own 19-yard line. Strahan sacks him way back at the 11. Second down. The clock is stopped at 2 minutes. McNabb puts his arm into this one, and he's on target for a gain of 15.
Illegal forward pass, number 5, offense. Half the distance to the goal and loss of down. Third
Donovan
down.
McNabb was past the line of...
Whether the passer threw the ball after crossing the line of scrimmage.
All right, what have you got? Okay, all right.
When we watch this, Dan, let's see if he was past the line when he threw the ball. Watch as he releases the ball. Well, he looks behind the line to me, so I think they'll overturn this one.
After review, the passer was behind the line of scrimmage at the time of the throw. There is no penalty. Third down.
He likes the call, and you sort of have a feeling that he knew it all along.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, come on. All right, bring it together. Bring it together. You know exactly what you want to do. Go do it. Come on, let's go.
Third down with a split backfield.
Ball at the Eagles' 26-yard line.
Down!
Throws a bullet to the flat, and it's off. Incomplete.
Raise it up. Raise it up. Let's... Fourth down, baby.
Fourth and
That's what
2.
it's all about.
Ball at the Eagles' 26-yard line.
Down!
Rips him down in the back.
William Joseph makes his presence known on this one. He's going to haunt the ball carrier's dreams for a while. Oh, big tackle on fourth. That's how you stop a conversion.
Well, they don't convert on fourth down, and that will be it for them.
Yeah, chalk this one up in the L column, Dan. It's all over.
Down! Set! Blue 36! Blue 36! Hut! Hut, hut! Hut! Hut, hut!
Well, this seems a lot of me being able to playing a lot of Madden and not a lot of NFL 2K5. So I just need to refamiliarize with the controls, and I think I'll get better at the game as we go on. I have a lot better team than this though, so I shall improve. But until next time, please smash that like button, and hope to see you in upcoming episodes. Until next time, this is David B69, and I'm out.
Hut, hut! Hut! Hut, hut!
Fourth down, and the field goal unit is on the field. And that is going to do it for this one. The Giants come out on top 23-10. For my partner, Peter O'Keefe, this is Dan Stevens saying goodbye until next time.
Hey, nice job. Hey, good game. Good job out there. That's right, fella. That's right, fellas. We got it.
Okay, Dan, thank you very much. And let's welcome all of you back to the studio. I'm Chris Berman here to bring you our ESPN Video Games post-game wrap-up. The Giants stepped it up for sure, putting up some good numbers. We'll pick up the action midway through the third quarter. Carlos Simmons is reading the quarterback's eyes all the way as he's able to get his hands on this one and pick it off. The Giants on defense, Matt Ware is able to step in front of his pass and pick one off, but he wasn't done there. Touchdown for the Eagles. The Giants, after getting an interception, Giants ahead by 4. Tiki Barber on the carry here as they work the ground game. This is a nice run. They're now up by 11. Michael Strahan break through with a big play as he shot through the line, was able to wrap up his man in the end zone for a safety. Eagles losing 23-10. Gabriel Wilson comes up big here as this ball's out, and he's in the right spot for the recovery. And that's where we'll leave this one. Giants come away with a win, 23-10. Now let's talk to a player who was instrumental in their dominant running game and is our player of the game. Tiki Barber is standing by with Susie Colbert. Suze?
Thanks, Chris. You showed your mettle, and you helped carry your team to a nice win. What put you guys over the top?
Man, I got to hand to those animals out there on defense tonight. They were all over the place, hustling, making hits. Man, they put them back on their heels. It made it a lot easier for us on offense to get the W.
Chris, back to you.
Well, that just about does it. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time here on ESPN, celebrating 25 years as the worldwide leader in sports. I'm Chris Berman. So long. Center. I'm Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Packers squeeze out a 4-point victory. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, thanks. Luckily, we had a relatively injury-free week, which makes my job just that much easier. Mike Minter might be the biggest loss on this list. Notes from the team doctors said it's a broken thigh bone, and that he'll likely be out for 9 weeks. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Peerless Price stepped it up this week and gave his team some added firepower for the win. Darius Watts had over 50 yards receiving and helped his Broncos beat the Chiefs. Giants, Eagles. Willie Ponder was definitely a key as he was able to work his way open for a big one here. The Giants win this one by the final score of 23-10. Up in the Windy City of Chicago, we had the Bears get sent home with a 14-point loss. Up in the HHH Metrodome, we had the Vikings walk away with a 6-point victory. The Buccaneers defense held their opponents to under 100 rushing yards in their win at Ralston, Maryland. Colts, Patriots. Starvin' Marvin Harrison, he split out at the 14-yard line as they look to get 6. Makes the move toward the middle, and a nice catch at the back of the end zone for 6. The Colts go on to win this by the final score of 27-24. The Rams won at home, but will take to the road next week to meet the Falcons. Jimmy Smith had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Chad Pennington went to the end zone 4 times and helped his Jets beat the Bengals. Raiders, Steelers. Tommy Maddox looking over the defense from the 22-yard line, and a pump fake. Everybody stops. Oh, that buys the time for the TD. The Steelers go on to win this by the final score of 17-10. We had an interesting free agency pickup of note here. Trey's got the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Chris, let's switch gears and talk about players that'll have new homes in the National Football League, as free agency continues to play such a huge role in determining a team's makeup. Jason Gilden is going to find himself with a new club, and he'll be in a new tax bracket, too. 6 years, $21.4 million. On top of that, a $2.1 million signing bonus. Dave Fiore will also be locked up for a while as he signs a healthy 6-year contract with the Chargers. Jeremiah Trotter is on the move. Perhaps not for all that he thought he'd get, but a good deal nonetheless. 4 years, $9.0 million, plus a $1.8 million signing bonus. Jason Sehorn will also have a new address for a while as he signs a 4-year contract with the 49ers.
Deep in Cajun country in New Orleans, we had the Saints get nipped by 3 points. Down at Pro Player Stadium, we had the Dolphins fall by 10 points. The Browns had over 100 return yards in their victory at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. And last but not least, we had the Texans come away victorious. So as usual, plenty of surprises around the NFL. And heck, we just got into week 1. My primetime players game balls go out to these gentlemen, each one with a fine start to the season. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.